I just tried a pre-CBS Fender Jazzmaster, and I have to ask, is it really the collector's dream, or is it an overpriced nightmare? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Off the Top. I'm Jacob, and today we are looking at a fantastic 1963 Fender Jazzmaster. This is one of the coolest examples of a Fender Jazzmaster I've gotten to see from the early 60s. Now, this is a 1963 model, which means that it is the first year for what is known as the L-Series Fenders. That means that there is an L prefix at the beginning of the serial number that is stamped onto the neck plate. And what that designates is that the Brazilian rosewood fretboard is radiused on the top and bottom and laminated on top of the maple neck. Otherwise, you've got all your standard 1960s Fender features with the alder body, the maple neck, the rosewood board, clay dot inlays. It's got the standard 6-in-line Kluson Deluxe tuners. But what's really special about this guitar is that it was clearly somebody's player. This thing has all the vibe and all the wear you should expect to see on a guitar that's been played since 1963. Now, this guitar does have some modification done to it, like the master volume and master tone pots, but we do believe the knob's original, and that tone knob has definitely seen a lot of love. It's been refretted with larger frets because those early 60s Fender frets are really skinny, and by this point, they've been worn down to next to nothing. It also does show evidence of somebody having put a different bridge on it, and you can see evidence of that with some holes that were filled in on the back of the body, along with some ghosting on the top just below the pickguard, right behind where the original bridge is. Otherwise, it's the original pickups, it's the original pickguard, original tuners. This is, at this point, as original of a player grade model as you're going to find. Now, if I was looking for a Fender Jazzmaster, there are two guitars in the shop that I'd be looking at right now. This vintage 1963 Jazzmaster and this crafted in Japan vintage reissue Jazzmaster. Both of these guitars are very similar spec-wise. The crafted in Japan has a different bridge and a slab rosewood fretboard as opposed to the vintage model's original style bridge and laminate board, but overall, it's the same style pickups, it's the same trem system, and it's the same rhythm lead switching system. Just to build the comparison, we're going to do a little A/B testing to get an idea of how similar or how different these two guitars sound. This crafted in Japan Jazzmaster is around about $1,200. The 63 Jazzmaster is about $9 grand. But is the 63 really 10 times the guitar that the CIJ is? After putting the 63 and the CIJ up against each other head to head, I've got to say, it's definitely a player's dream. This thing sounds fantastic, and I'm not even a big fan of Fender Jazzmasters. The bridge pickup and that middle position are so sweet that I can't deny that this is a good guitar. But for the price tag, I think I'm going to take the reissue. It plays good and it sounds good, and it definitely has its own vibe. What do you guys think? Is the 63 the clear-cut winner, or is the CIJ the obvious choice? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And while you're at it, you can check out our website, creamcmusic.com, if you're interested in either of these two guitars. Otherwise, I've been Jacob, I'll continue to be Jacob, and thanks for tuning in.